Hello, 5th grade. We're on Domain 8, Native Americans, Lesson 6, Native Americans' Connection with Nature. Our objectives are to use details from the text to understand how habitat influenced the daily life of Native Americans. We're going to identify and use transitional words and phrases to convey time and events. We're going to identify the root mem and its meaning in words and sentences, and we're going to apply word analysis with suffixes. Our key vocabulary for today is harpoon, a long spear used to hunt large fish. A supplement is to add or contribute another section or part to make something else complete. Tan is to change animal skin into leather using a special process. Identity is the characteristics that make a person or group different from other people or groups, and distinct is different in a noticeable way. Okay, we're going to go ahead and independently read the text for today. Our word work for today is distinct. Perhaps the most distinct and interesting tradition among tribes of the Pacific Northwest was the potlatch ceremony. Distinct means different in a noticeable way, and it is an adjective. So these are some transitional words and phrases that show time. So transitional words and phrases move a sentence forward, gives a little bit more backstory. So if we're explaining something, first we did this, second I did this. Before that we did this. Previously there was. So these are all transitional words that show how the time has moved. So let's do some practice. The other Comanche were amazed when they saw him. He told them his story and showed them how he had learned to make the horse go and stop, walk, and gallop. Should it be after that or before that? Let's find out. Blank. The Comanche warrior always rode the horse, and he became a fearsome warrior and a great hunter. He named the horse the Swift Blue One because he was as fast as the wind. The other warriors were afraid of the horse, and they thought he would ride over them and crush them with his big hooves. There it goes. After that, the Comanche warrior always rode the horse. Blank, the warrior was killed in battle, but the Swift Blue One survived. The other Comanche were still afraid of the horse, so they set him free to roam on the prairie. They would see him out there sometimes, running as fast as the wind, always with the same blue cover on his back. So one day. In time, more horses escaped from the Spanish soldiers, and these horses joined the Swift Blue One out in the prairie. He became their chief, and they followed him everywhere. The Swift Blue One's tribe grew and grew, until there were too many horses to count. Eventually, other Comanche learned the horse's language, and the horse culture spread. Many of these same horses, ridden by great warriors of the Sioux, Apache, Pawnee, and all the tribes of the Great Plains and beyond, are grandchildren of the Swift Blue One. So notice how all of these are transitioning to the next sentence, showing time. So the root mem means remember or recall. So root words with mem in it are nouns, verbs, or adjectives. So memorable, memento, remember, memorial, commemorate, memoir. All of these are to remember or to recall. So obviously we don't do as much of a spelling test. However, it's really important that we know these words and you practice them often. So subtraction, cancellation, prevention, direction, decision, extension, revision, discussion, memento, commemorate, memorize, and memorial. So now your assessment. You're going to write a story about an adventure. It could be real or fake. And be sure to introduce the narrator and or characters in your story. Your story should have at least 3 events and should include transitional words and phrases from the following box. So you're going to create a story using these transitional words. Remember, these show time. And you're going to have 3 scenes or events happening in your story, and you have to introduce your narrator or your characters. And that is the end of today's lesson. We will see everyone next time.